Here's a video from day 4 of my section hiking Appalachian Trail. I was already on the trail for a few hours that day. I hiked from across the bridge over the New River, went up to, I think they call it Pocahontas Road, where I got to ride back to the hostel where my mom picked me up and I came home. So this one ain't as long, it's just a quick video, some friends that I hiked with. Although I will be going back there because apparently I could pay to do slack packing to hike from the I guess the Pine Swamp Shelter back to Harrisburg. Then I could pay to be driven back there again and then hike that 20 or 30 mile stretch of trail I've never hiked before that I missed. A few more puzzle pieces and now pretty much half the whole southern half of Virginia hiked. I got that piece and then a little bit near Glasgow, and then I also got a stretch from Marietta, Virginia to Damascus, Virginia. I had the whole southern half of Virginia hiked. That's my goal this summer before winter kicks in, to finish the whole entire southern half of Virginia and maybe get into Maryland and Pennsylvania some. That is my goal. Can I do it? It depends on my finances. If I have the money, I could pull it off. Money and can get the time off work, I could pull it off. But I have to have the money to take the time off work. So I don't know how it'll go. I can definitely complete the southern half of Virginia, no problem, because I could do all these three of these I could do on the weekend trip easy. The other one I'd have to probably have more than a weekend to do because it's more than 50 or 60 miles. However, I am hiking the trail one piece at a time. I just like that Johnny Cash song, one piece at a time. I'm hiking the trail one piece at a time. Oh, if you haven't heard that song, it's a good song. It's Johnny Cash sings about walking in a car a lot and he gets his car one piece at a time. It's a funny song. I'll enjoy video. George Paris Cemetery here in Harrisburg, Virginia. Really old cemetery too. Dates back to the 1700s. Lucy Hall, born February 1st, 1843. Died May 20th, 1931. That's somebody from 1910. Can't read that one, it's too wore out. No, it was impossible to read that one. There's one. Died 1875. Interesting. I wonder if the cemetery does go farther back and don't even maintain this little piece. There's one like that in Montgomery, West Virginia. Died 1890. Except born I think that's supposed to be a 5. 1851. Okay, there's a hole there. I got the Appalachian Trail and I still gotta be careful. The fancy grave with all the stonework around it is George Paris's grave. I'd like to point that out. I'm gonna go sow it. Then I gotta head back up the hill. There might be a train coming, I just don't have time to wait very long. Now I got time tomorrow to film something. I'll make a point to do that on my way back to Mount Hope. I'll stop at some spots. Now this well line down here I film a lot. Because it's, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but let me reword that. I do film it, but I can't say a lot because it's a decent amount of driving. House takes almost an hour to get to some of these filming locations. Which is funny because that's the 15-20 minutes from some of those filming locations where I film the trains. I'm here at the Appalachian Trail. Captain George Paris. He fought in the Revolutionary War. And then afterwards he established the town of Harrisburg. Died in February 1946. He died November 4th, 1810. He's actually the one that established the town of Harrisburg, which is literally just over the hill. Okay, now point that out, I'm gonna go down the hill for a minute next to the tracks, and I got a mile to walk back to the hostel, which ain't that far. Road walking, which is pretty smooth compared to the trail, I could probably jog that if I need to, because I don't have anything heavy on me. I might hike a few miles with those friends. There's a train now. If I get to the crossing in time, I can film. I'm gonna stand on this side of the crossing in case there's a train meet, because the train's on that track over there for the high green, but I only can see eastbound from here. I can't see westbound. It's weird. The lights are flashing, but I don't see the train yet. There it is. Something I learned on this trip, here's a great spot for train meets. Don't know if anything else is coming or not. I know I got a long ways to go to get home, I know that. Yeah, they're slowing down. There might be something else coming. Maybe. After getting video of the train, it's time to go back onto the Appalachian Trail and continue hiking. Walking across the bridge over the new river here along the Appalachian Trail. This is here in Harrisburg, Virginia, where you cross the river from Harrisburg and Narrows, then you gotta go back up the mountain. It's a nice little trail town, and Angel's Rest Hostel ain't far away. I done my own audio here because you got all the traffic on the highway there. You can't hardly hear too well because there's so much tractor trailers and large vehicles going by. It was quite noisy. And then you had the plant next there, that Celanese plant that's making a ton of noise too. Same river that goes by my house. Well, near my house. This started to be interesting to point this out. It's like a nice little walk across this bridge. Yeah, this stretch of river is pretty smooth. The stretch by near my house has all these rapids, lots of rapids, and famous whitewater rafting. This stretch, I don't think there's any good spots to do whitewater rafting. I think for the most part the river's pretty smooth through here. But I might be wrong. I think there's a couple of spots in North Carolina that along the New River that they do rafting. I also know that rail line is really active, and I learned that you want to be on one side of the side of the river, the double track main, is the active side. I went the other side, and like 5 trains went by on the opposite side that I was on that day. So I figured out when I'm down here which side of the river to hang out on if I want to film trains. Like to point that out, those of you that follow me from my train videos, I heard like 5 of them. Well, I saw a couple of them through the trees. One is a double stacker in the middle I saw for a few seconds. The second one was, I think the last one, when I met up with Crooner and Rhino, I saw it through the trees. It's just a long, empty coal train. But I get so many of those here in the New River Gorge near my house. I'm always getting long, empty coal trains, which is very interesting. At least I found new spots to rail fan and found a couple of hostels in the area that's not that expensive. Well, I've been to Woods Hole a few times, as you'll see on the video, one of the videos before this. The video before this video, you'll see Woods Hole, which I've been there a few times. I'd say it's a nice place to stay. Here's where the Appalachian Trail crosses over. Literally just came over the bridge and then down those steps to go underneath the highway bridge here. By the way, all the eastbound signals are red on both sides of the river, so I don't know if I'm getting anything or not. I'll probably only set up here until Rhino and Crooner come by, and then I'll hike with them. The longest I'm gonna set up here at this one spot I know about, which is a beautiful location, by the way. Since all the signals are red, that's the only reason I'm trying to take a little time, because on the way home I know a couple great rail fan spots up the road that I filmed out before. It's a huge factory, by the way. They get rail access. Looks almost like that part of the factory is not used anymore. It probably is, but maybe not. The double white blaze, that's when you know the trail turns. That's one of those post things where the sayings, the truck can't be any higher than that or they'll get caught. Basically, long trucks can't go, really tall trucks can't fit underneath the interstate bridge there. Happy Lloyd. Obviously, they get intermodal stuff here from intermodal trains, apparently. It's a road there. Here's the actual trail. VA Route 635. Only 20.7 miles. That's not far at all. I hiked nearly that just to get from Jenny's Knob Shelter to Woods Hole a couple days ago. I'm not doing that again. Well, not until I'm better prepared anyways. I think I need to make a long story short and try and get a little bit better prepared. A good example, better footwear, which I got now from Woods Hole. That and maybe shift my pack weight a little bit. I could probably cover long distances in a short amount of time. Literally a short drive up here to non-potable water. Yeah. It's actually a nice camp spot here. Yeah. I was warned about the norovirus up here, so I gotta be very careful. Walking past the city dump for Paris Bucaneros. Not the nicest spot in the Appalachian Trail, but still a nice stretch of trail. And when the wind blows just right, you have to hold your breath. I'm gonna forget to do a few more videos.
Is it gonna be in your video?
If you want to be.
Yeah, we do.
Cruno and Wino.
Yeah.
Yep. They're through hiking.
Waldo.
Yeah.
That's Waldo, man.
They're doing the whole trail. I'm only doing part of it because I don't have the time and money to hike the whole trail. Wish I did.
You want us to film you walking?
If you want to. Oh look, a tree.
You son of a gun. I can't do that. Yeah. Some ultralights.
Yeah. I find my heavy pack on it now. My pack my pack don't weigh more than 30 pounds, but I had somebody on the trail a couple days ago swapped down, it was like 50 or 60 pounds. If I had it on me right now, I wouldn't have done that.
No, I know. I think I blew out my back doing that.
Oh yeah, where's your other pack at?
It's at Angel's Rest.
Oh, okay.
They're dropping it off for you, right?
Yeah, well, they're going to pick me up and take me back there. My mom is going to pick me up at the hostel because she has the address and the GPS on the phone.
Oh yeah.
I don't think she can find me at a random. There's the smell.
Oh man, that smells like shit. No wonder they get norovirus around here.
Yeah. Hoping nobody's stupid enough to drink the water out of that non-potable water stream.
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo, man?
Well, should be heading back down the hill now. Train just went by. All the eastbound signals were red both ways. Well, eastbound signals were red on both sides of the river, but I couldn't look at the westbound signal because the only way to get to them is to walk up the tracks. So I can only look at the eastbound signals from the railroad crossing there. And then the westbound intermodal went by. Just the intermodal, nothing too exciting. I have a feeling there's going to be something on this side of the river any minute now, though. Of course, I'm going to give it to whatever time Rhino and Crooner go by. If nothing comes at that point, no trains pass me at that point, I'm going to join them and hike for a few hours. Yeah. I remember hiking this one stretch of trail before, years ago. Of course, the videos on my old YouTube I accidentally locked myself out of. I remember it comes down here, then you go behind the city dump. Such a beautiful stretch of trail through here. Also the really bad smelling stretch of trail because the city dump for Pearisburg / Narrows. Probably all the communities in this general area. I really wish I could keep going right now. I got mixed feelings. I'm looking forward to being home, but at the same time, I wish I could keep going. Oh well. I gotta get back to my normal life. I still have fun though. Really? There's a nano train over there. After there's something sitting around the curve, I was hearing the train. I heard what sounded like a train, but I wasn't completely sure because the eastbound signal was red, which means something was waiting there for the westbound to go by. And I could be sitting over there filming while waiting. Oh well, I'm not going back now. I'm definitely not going back now. Oh well. Oh, reaching the final pickup point on this trip. Then I got to plan my next trip. Try to meet Rhino and Crooner and some other people I'll walk with a few times. More times this year if I'm able to and have the time and money. And here's a giant rock at a very random spot that the trail goes around. I think it's funny when you see a big giant boulder in the middle of nowhere that just sticks out like it's...
They call them glacial erratics.
Yeah. Private property and that's 600 feet. Yeah. Here's the trail road crossing. Yeah. I don't know where would be a good spot to set. It's private property on both sides and that's 600 feet. Pocahontas Road, Jefferson National Forest.